Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, artificial intelligence in the Renaissance. I know, it sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you that 500 years before the first computer was even a spark of an idea, one of the greatest minds in history was already designing what we might call the world's first robots? That's right, we're talking about the one and only Leonardo da Vinci. Now, when you think of Leonardo, what comes to mind? The Mona Lisa's enigmatic smile, the powerful Last Supper, maybe his incredible flying machines. He was a painter, a sculptor, an architect, a musician, a scientist, an inventor. The list goes on. He was the ultimate Renaissance man. But hidden within his thousands of pages of notes and sketches are designs so far ahead of their time, they challenge everything we thought we knew about the history of technology. Forget paintbrushes for a second and picture this: a life-sized knight, clad in German-Italian armor, capable of standing, sitting, raising its visor, and even moving its arms and neck. No electricity, no batteries, no software. This wasn't just a statue, it was a machine designed to mimic human movement. This was Leonardo's robotic knight, created around the year 1495. So how on earth did it work? The secret lies inside the armor. Leonardo, with his unparalleled understanding of human anatomy, which he studied through, let's say, direct means, designed a complex system of pulleys, cables, and gears. These components functioned like mechanical muscles and tendons. A series of cams, specially shaped wheels, acted as a program. As these cams turned, they would pull on the cables in a specific predetermined sequence, causing the knight to perform its series of motions. It was, in essence, a programmable automaton. It followed a set of instructions encoded in its mechanical hardware. Sound familiar? It's the fundamental principle behind all modern computing and robotics. Think about that for a moment. This was happening in the late 15th century. While most of Europe was still figuring out the printing press, Leonardo was laying the conceptual groundwork for robotics. He understood that complex actions could be broken down into a series of simple, repeatable steps and then executed by a machine. This wasn't just a toy, it was a profound scientific statement. It demonstrated a deep, almost modern understanding of biomechanics and automation. Unfortunately, like many of Leonardo's inventions, we don't have definitive proof that a full-scale version was ever built in his lifetime, although some accounts suggest it was presented at a celebration in Milan. For centuries, the designs remained hidden in his notebooks, just waiting to be rediscovered. And they were rediscovered. In the 1950s, robotics expert Mark Rosheim stumbled upon Leonardo's sketches and was blown away. He dedicated years of his life to studying these ancient blueprints. Using Leonardo's exact designs and the materials available in the 15th century, Rosheim successfully built a working model of the robotic knight. And guess what? It worked perfectly. It sat, stood, and moved its arms, just as Leonardo had planned. It was a stunning vindication of Leonardo's genius, proving that his vision was not just a fantasy, but a practical engineering marvel. But the knight wasn't a one-off project. It was part of Leonardo's larger obsession with creating machines that mimicked life. He applied the same principles to another, even more ambitious creation, his mechanical lion. This wasn't just any lion. It was commissioned in 1515 by the Pope for the King of France. According to historical accounts from people who actually saw it, this mechanical lion could walk forward on its own. Then, upon reaching its destination, its chest would open up to reveal a bouquet of lilies, a symbol of the French monarchy. Can you imagine the sheer spectacle, the shock and awe of the royal court? It would have seemed like pure magic. The lion, like the knight, was powered by an internal clockwork mechanism. A wind-up spring would store energy, and a complex system of gears and levers would release that energy in a controlled way to create the walking motion and the grand floral reveal. This was showmanship, yes, but it was showmanship powered by brilliant engineering. Leonardo was using his automata to blur the lines between art, science, and entertainment. He was creating experiences, not just objects. He was a master of a kind of special effects, centuries before Hollywood even existed. So, what does this all mean? Can we really call this Renaissance AI? Well, if we define AI in its broadest sense, as creating non-biological systems that can perform tasks normally requiring human intelligence or agency, then Leonardo was undeniably a pioneer. His machines couldn't think or learn, of course. They were executing a fixed program. But they were self-operating. They were programmable. They were designed to replicate the movements of living beings based on a set of mechanical instructions. This is the very root of the field we now call robotics and automation. Leonardo's work shows us that the desire to create artificial life, or at least the illusion of it, is not a modern obsession. It's a deep-seated human dream that stretches back centuries. He looked at the human body, not as a mystical vessel, but as the most perfect machine ever created. And like any great engineer, he wanted to understand it, replicate it, and maybe even improve upon it. His notebooks are filled with detailed anatomical drawings right next to sketches of gears and levers. For him, there was no separation between the natural and the mechanical. His automata were the ultimate expression of this philosophy. They were more than just clever trinkets. They were thought experiments brought to life. They were Leonardo's way of testing his knowledge of anatomy, physics, and engineering all at once. Every gear that turned, every cable that pulled, was a testament to his belief that the universe operated on logical, understandable principles that could be harnessed and replicated. It is truly humbling to realize that the seeds of the automated world we live in today, from the robots in our factories to the smart assistants in our homes, were being planted in a workshop in Italy over 500 years ago. Leonardo da Vinci wasn't just painting the future, he was building it. He saw a world where machines could perform human tasks, and he drew up the blueprints. He was, in every sense of the word, a man from the future who just happened to live in the Renaissance. So next time you hear someone talking about the cutting edge of AI and robotics, you can smile and remember that the journey didn't start in Silicon Valley. It started with a curious artist in Florence who dared to dream of mechanical men and walking lions, proving that the greatest innovations are often born from the timeless human drive to understand ourselves and the world we inhabit. What do you think? Does Leonardo deserve the title of Father of Robotics? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think about this incredible, lesser-known side of his genius. Thanks so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey back in time, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. See you in the next video.